Having a well-stocked pantry is a great insurance policy for you and your family. So let's talk some tips and tricks today about how you can build a pantry, and I'm going to share with you the latest haul that I've done with things that are important to us and what I'm keeping on hand. If we haven't met before, hey, I'm Kelly, the Frugal Fun Mum, teaching people all about fun but frugal living and all the weird things that I do because, yep, I'm a mum also of autistic ADHD children, so I try and share a lot of real life things, and that's how it all goes. So this is our pantry, and it is a working pantry, which means people are coming in and out of it constantly. It is always a bit of a hot mess, and the best that I do to get in there and try and tidy it up, it's not long until it is a kerfuffle again. I think I've shared in previous times the section. So this is our snack section. Just behind me is our breakfast spread, juices, general sort of second snack part too. This bottom section is all of our meal type things, and then the top section is our stockpile. We try to have this area with all of our snacks and the breakfast area as about a 1 month. And then we have all our backups of stuff in there. And then the top section is sort of meant to be a 3-month stockpile. So we're looking at this section is working and this is holding, if that makes any sense. So I will turn the camera around and go through and show you some things, but I thought also I'd share some tips and tricks with you. Number 1 is keep what you eat and eat what you keep. There's no point having food in the pantry if it's just there for literally a just in case. And don't keep food if you're not going to eat it. You won't find any sardines in here, chickpeas, legumes, split peas. We don't eat them due to sensory and texture needs. And please don't tell us people will eat them if they're hungry enough. No, they won't. Autistic people that have sensory and texture needs will go without before they manage to tell their brain we need to eat for survival. It doesn't compute. So we have a lot of food in here, also in our snack section, that is a grab and eat because it is food that people need to grab. There's not a lot of preparation. We are an ingredient based household, so I am able to put a lot of the ingredients together for food for people to eat, but other people might not have that capacity. So that's where the second thing comes in, is what do you regularly eat? And I would stock up on that as well. Is it convenient? Is it easy? Does it need a lot of prep? These are all the questions that you need. I like to eat Weet-Bix pretty much every single morning for breakfast. It doesn't take much except adding some milk and adding some sugar. I'm not having to cook oats on a stove or heat things up in a microwave and add this and add that and then have this healthy Instagram, Pinterest looking breakfast. Bed is best, and that's how it goes. Number 3 is start keeping a track of how often you go through food. Do you know how long a bag of sugar lasts you, or flour, or for us the Weet-Bix? I started keeping a list on the fridge of every time we open something, and then I'll write again when we use it up, so then I know how often we should have food and how it needs to be rotated. Which comes to number 4, rotate your pantry often. When you go shopping, they often say the last one in or the first one out, so you're rotating through your stock. So all your tins or whatever will come to the front and your newest shopping will go to the back. As I said before, your food is not just to sit there to look good, you need to be using it. So while you are food shopping, still buy the things that you use, but come home and put them away and rotate your stock. So put the newest thing at the back and take the new thing and make your meal. Number 5, you could even keep a list of things. I used to have a list just in here, and I used to have on average a rule that I needed 4 of everything, because I figured there's 4 weeks in a month, and that's sort of the basis of what I would plan my stockpile on, and then up to 3 months worth of food. So I would always make sure that I had 4 of something, like 4 tins of tomato or 4 of tuna. Because looking at my meal plan, which comes into tip number 6, you can build your stockpile around your meal plan. write out a list of meals that you're going to have every week and see if you have enough to stretch even for 2 or 3 weeks. Even if you're only shopping once a week, get the list of ingredients that you need for every single meal, and then you can have a look in your pantry to see if you have any, and if not, go shopping. And what I would really try and do is stick to the rule of buy one for now and one for later. So if you're shopping every single week, it will work well, especially if you're stocking up on something, say like tin tomatoes. So you're going to buy 1 tin for this week's meal, and then you've got 1 tin for next week. So then next week when you go shopping, you've got 1 for this week, and then you've got 1 for the following week. So then you should have 2 in your pantry. And if you just keep shopping like that over and over and over again, you will very quickly build up a little stockpile and you will have food there. I stockpile for a number of reasons. One is because I follow the Flybuys spend, and it means that I can have a very concentrated and very effective shop, and I'm only buying the things that I need. Our freezers are chock-a-block full with meat, so we've been very lucky because we buy a lot of stuff on markdowns. So then our weekly shops are helping to create the meals. If I don't have it in the pantry, I know to buy it. If I'm running low on something, I know I need to buy it. So then I don't decide, oh, I'm going to make this for dinner, and then find out I don't have a key ingredient of it in the pantry, which is what happened last week when I tried to make the lasagna. I ran out of frozen corn. I didn't have anything in a backup. All production stopped until I went and got some more. So that really helps. I also have to sometimes juggle through the meal plan ideas like that if I do discover that something is not in the pantry, because then also having a stockpile like that means that I'm also not forever just ducking out to the shop to grab the bread or milk. Because I don't know about you, but the last time I went shopping just to grab some milk and bread, it cost me $30, because into the trolley magically fell all these other things that I didn't think that we needed, and I was grabbing stuff just in case. Well, having a well-stocked pantry will stop with that. The second thing is it does save us money, because I only need to shop during the Coles Flybuy spends and stock up then. So I often have off weeks when I don't have to go anywhere or shop anything, which also comes to the third reason why I stockpile. I don't want to have to go shopping if I don't have to. I like being at home. I like the quiet space. I like knowing I have everything in the house. So if I decide to bake a cake or cookies, I have everything here. I'm not having to duck to the shop, double check the recipe. I pretty much make the same things over and over again. I know that we're well stocked with the products that we have, and we're good to go. So if I don't have to leave the house, then I'm not, and I can focus back on the freezer, using up what we have, saving us money if we're not shopping, and spending time on other things that work well with us. Let me take you through a little bit of a tour of our pantry really quickly. It's a hot mess right now, and I have to put some things in there, but at least you can get the gist of what's going on. So this section is about the 3 months that I talked about. I've just got here the risotto pasta for now. It was in a box. I've just put it up here to come off of the floor. I've got the oat milk that my eldest drinks, and so I always have about 4 of those. And then tucked over here we have the Woolworths. Oh, the lid's just come off of that. Everything's sealed though, so that's okay. We have the Woolworths UHT milk. I only have 1 left of that. Behind that is an almond milk, because I picked it up at NQR. That was on special for like $1. And then we have some backup cereal down there, because our cereal containers are still full. We've got some Ziploc bags that are here, and right at the back are some more breakfast quick oats. At the time my daughter was eating a lot of them, she no longer is. Hot drinking chocolate, we only buy this at Coles, so we make sure that we've been stocking up. And behind that is coffee, and then there's more oats at the back. So a coffee for us takes us about 1.5 months to go through. We've just opened the previous coffee, so now we have this one here, so we're kind of covered for the next 2 months. got some sushi rice that I've still yet to use, and a whole lot of pasta up the back that is there. We don't eat pasta very often, but I know there's at least 3 months worth up there. More noodles here, 2-minute noodles here, and some spare noodles that a friend gave to us. This is our snack area, and it just tends to come and go. There's not much to talk about it. When I'm feeling motivated, I will get in there and restack the drawers with all the chips and things. We have all the stuff at the back, but people know they can just come and go with it. This is sort of our breakfast area, and it is a little bit of a hot mess at the moment. Just haven't managed to effectively put things away. And we also just have stuff that is in the completely wrong spot, which doesn't help when you're trying to work out if you have run out of something. Our juices tend to go in here. So the current shop that we've done, they kind of go in there. And then we can see here with all of our breakfast cereals, all the containers are clear, so we can see how we're going for needing things. We have right up the back there the backup container of the wheat biscuits, but I ideally would like another one, and that would go stocked up in the top section there. This is all of our meal section, and I can see at an instant what we need and what we don't need with any gaps and things. This hold all of our tins and stuff, and a few random things in there that we have got for some upcoming cooking challenges. I've just got also some random stuff there that needs to go away. I just didn't get around to doing it. I was planning on filming a tidy up the pantry with me, but I thought it's more important to talk about keeping a well-stocked pantry today. And we just have a couple of boxes of things from when I was doing the massive Woolworths haul. I was doing once a month shop to get the 10% off. And these are all the extra stockpile things. I really need to refill the baking cupboard anyway, so most of this won't take long to be packed away. But we've got the lids for these containers as well. I was just keeping them to the side because I was going to do an experiment to see how long it takes us to go through things and then do a massive repack of the pantry and make it look good. But it's just important to visually have everything in the one spot, so soon these will go into the cupboard where they belong. It's just about working out the best way to store some things and where we're going to find some space. This is our baking cupboard, which again is a bit of a hickledy-pickledy hot mess. It is a plan to work on it, like we need to refill the plain flour and everything else. And we have this over here, so it's separate to the main food. And once I clear out all the mess, this will house all the excess stockpile of things. So let's have a look at the Aldi haul and what I'm planning on stocking up. All right, here is our haul. We've only spent 88, I think it was 42. So I had planned to spend more, but I just grabbed the essentials for now. This is what would sort of cover us for 1 month, but we have other stuff to take us longer. Full cream milk powder. We make our own condensed milk now, so this will come in handy. Also, you can make milk, I'm told. Also, you can make many other things. So please leave down below what you use milk powder for. I'd be keen to know. Wheat biscuits. I have this for breakfast pretty much every single day. So I definitely need these as a backup for me. White sugar. Always important to grab this. It will help with making things, but also sugar is really good if you need glucose hit. Long rice. Aldi only sell the 2 kilo bags, whereas all the other shops sell 1 kilos. So I just got 2 bags because I was there, because rice is just one of those things that will last for quite a while. 1 kilo will last us about 3 weeks, so I just got the 2 bags. Self-raising flour, plain flour. I do a lot of baking. This is what I get. Aldi only sell their flour in 1 kilo bags. So I got 4 bags of each because, again, when I'm making cookies, it nearly takes 1 kilo of flour So if I was to make 4 batches a week, that would go very quickly over a month. I've got some tinned goods here, which I probably didn't stock up as much as I could, but I didn't want to be greedy. So I've got 2 tins of tuna. We don't eat tuna often, but it's always good to have backup in the pantry. 2 beetroot. We have beetroot every single week with burgers, but we also do like to have it for lunches in sandwiches through the week. It's good to have. Coconut cream. Again, we don't have it very often, but it is really good in the base of some of the chicken satay and the curry things that we eat. 4 tins of the diced tomatoes. Aldi, again, only sell the 400 gram, not Coles and Woolies sell the big 800 grams. 2 lots of corn kernels. Now, I'm told that 2 of these is the equivalent to a kilo of frozen corn, and this is cheaper. So I got it for the cupboard because I ran out of frozen corn last week doing some meal prep. And if only I had a can in the cupboard. Probably should have got more, but I want to try to see how these go. 2 lots of the passata sauce. I find that the Aldi passata is a little bit thinner compared with the Coles brand, but at least as an emergency backup, something is better than nothing. And then 2 jars of just the basic tomato pasta sauce. I can mix this, as I said, with the passata. 4 lots of the UHT milk. We would go through at least 1 litre a week, so then we have 4 of those for a month. 2 lots of raw sugar. This is one of the things that I often forget to stockpile in our cupboard, so I grabbed 2 bags. Again, Aldi only sell it in the 2 kilo bags, not the 1 kilo, but still. We don't go through it very often, but it's one of those things when you run out, it could be a little bit of a panic. 2 lots of the baking chips, 250 grams, which is a pretty standard bags for the Coles Simply range that I get, and also the purple bags. I just grabbed them because I was there, and for me, baking is life, so we always need those. And I grabbed 2 packets of penne pasta. I would have got spaghetti, however, we have a ton in the cupboard and we have a lot of other pasta and stuff. Again, I know it's not going to go off, but I was just focusing on what I could keep in sort of a little basket out of the way if we needed anything. One of the last tips I will give you is to make sure you have space for everything. We are very lucky that our pantries are deep, so we need to work out the best way to stack them. So some things are a little bit of Tetris, which can be interesting. That's why I have a lot of makeshift drawers in the meal areas and trying to rotate stock through, as I've said before, to make sure that nothing is going to waste. Get some really good containers for things. You can also get the big buckets from the food safety places to store excess flours. Buying in bulk doesn't always mean it's cheaper, it just means it's bigger. I know that you can get some things at Costco if you have a membership, but I found that although I'm saving 50 cents on some items, it's probably cheaper for me to buy at Coles and Stockpile with the 4-week spend, because then I get the reward at the end of that. So you need to balance up what's going to work for you and where your storage options is. If you don't have amazing storage like we do, maybe look at getting some totes like I talked about. Can you store those around the house? Do you have some spare space in cupboards? It's really important to have food as your security, also so you don't have to leave the house. That's my biggest focus right now. And then you can just be happy knowing that whatever happens, you're home and happy, and you've got food there ready to go. And I think that's also why I'm doing these videos about having a bit of a prepper pantry, because you're good to go. If you need to go to the store to pick up a couple of things, then you're happy. You're not in there panic buying because you have a good base of everything else. Please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Are you a prepper? Are you stockpiling? Are you looking at doing it? If you have any other questions, please do ask them down below. and any tips and tricks that other people have, please share, because as a community we really want to support one another and make sure we're doing a good job of helping each other in these unknown times. So thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.